IVM.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Fighting GOAT, episode number 6 of the only, one and only banging MMA show only on the IBM Podcast Network, brought to you by the one and only Somesh Superhuman Kamra and his buddy, yours truly, Arjun, aka Mystic Chips. How you doing, my friend?
I am so excited today, Chips, because
so full of energy.
Yeah, because we've had 1 week off. We've not had fights. We've gone.
Feels so lonely, but no.
Gone to the gone to the sauna, chilled out, relaxed, done some self pampering, and we have a super special guest for today.
Yes. But when you mean you've gone to the sauna, means we're in Bombay. You mean you just stood outside, right?
I just actually went to get groceries. So
no, I went to get pani and all. Dehydration. People are asking like, what's your secret? How have you been weight cutting? I live in Bombay. Oh man,
exactly.
But
so yes, so after UFC 260, we've had a nice week off.
But happy Easter, guys.
Happy Easter. Yeah, happy Easter to all of you. We had the Good Friday, and then we had Easter, and we had such a relaxing Sunday.
Yes.
So Chips, how was your week?
The week was good, but even though there were no fights, Somesh, there were a lot of things going on. And first thing first, we have to talk about is, of course, everybody's been talking about the buzz that was Francis Ngannou winning, and he's now the new heavyweight champion. But immediately the UFC machinery went to work with the name Jon Jones. And know what happens with Jon Jones when he's on Twitter at night.
Oh man, that is, that's so crazy, because you see, the good part about having Jon Jones on Twitter at night is that it is daytime in India, so we get to see it live.
The live updates of everything that's going on. And he put out a tweet at 11:45 on the 1st of April saying, just had dinner with Dana White. Very promising. A deal has been made. And that was...
But you know what? Jon Jones is that kind of character. You don't know if it's an April Fool's joke or is it reality.
It was, dude. Even Dana White was on the joke. He said, bro, it was one for the memories. And the shit these guys do, man. They had the fans going crazy for a bit. But,
man, that was so awesome. That was so... he definitely stirred up a pot.
He did. And the whole world is talking about it now because people are calling it the ultimate super fight, and the negotiations are on the way, and people are wondering if it's going to happen, if it's not going to happen. What do you think, Somesh? Is it going to be the first defense is going to happen with Derek Lewis, or are we going to see Jon Jones, and Francis Ngannou in August?
That's a very valid question. I, however, feel there are a few heavyweights that could make the cut before Jon Jones get the title. Yes, that is definitely the money fight out there. But honestly, the first guy to tweet up, if it's $8 million, if Jon Jones is out, then Derek Lewis puts his hand up. And the Black Beast said he's willing to take on the Predator and he wants to be next in line. But yeah, if you ask me, I think it's a great money fight, but it would be unfair to the rest of the heavyweight roster.
Yeah, you're right. In a way, you're right. But, sometimes these super fights have preceded what needs to be actually done in the division. I mean, the guys like Cyril Gane and Rosenstruik and Derek Lewis, of course, who clearly then I think is the number one contender, like you said.
Right.
But, luckily we are not in charge of these decisions. It's Dana White and Nick Maynard and Sean Shelby, and it's those guys' problems. But
well, speaking of Cyril Gane, do you know Cyril Gane is facing Alex Volkov now? Like in the next couple of months, if I'm not mistaken. Cyril Gane versus Alex Volkov is on the cards.
Both kickboxers, both strikers. It'll be a really, really fun fight. You know what?
Man, France versus Russia. Let's go.
That'll be a great fun fight. But to top it off now, remember that fight that fell off was between Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega has now been converted to the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh man, that was, in fact, when I was driving in Goa and I got that pop-up saying that the Ultimate Fighter is back, and I was really excited because that for me is the pinnacle of all reality shows.
Oh man.
And when I saw it's Volkanovski and T-City as the two coaches, I was jumping in joy. I was jumping like a I was like a kid in Hamleys.
No, but dude, come on. But it's never going to touch the Rashad Rampage trash talk, or it's never going to touch.
Yeah, but Tito
Chuck or Tito Shamrock.
it's just been way too much time that the Ultimate Fighter has been off the radar. I think we need the show back, man. Come on, that's a show for the fans. 16 weeks, 16 weeks of absolute havoc, and it definitely comes on Sony. So why not? I think it's so perfect.
That's going to be fun. Guys, so if you don't know what the Ultimate Fighter is, it's a reality show started by the UFC. That's in fact, the reality show is what saved the UFC back in the day with the Ultimate Fighter. So go check it out.
Right.
All the old episodes are up on, it should be available on Sony Live or Sony, or, just use your imagination on how to find them. We can't tell
Chips,
you everything.
in fact, I don't know why, you're being so nice. I was expecting, guys, if you don't know what the Ultimate Fighter is, please off.
I can't. Man, I can't always be the bad guy.
You're just being a nice guy. Come on, you're just being a nice guy.
No, it's like maybe I'm doing what Connor did. Yeah, I'm doing what Connor did. He was winning. He became a nice guy and then suddenly lost, and then he's like, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
That's wonderful.
That fight has also been announced, guys. That's going to be happening on July 12th, if I'm not wrong.
I think 11th July.
July 11th, but I think it'll broadcast in India on 12th. I think then. Yeah.
I think it's on 10th of July there, so 11th of July here.
All right. Just basically book yourself between the 10th to the 12th, regardless of we will confirm the date with you in the future, but that's the trilogy happening between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. And speaking of trilogies, we've got a great guest with us. Somesh, do you want us to lead us in?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are extremely happy, extremely proud to have India's knockout artist Sumeet Khade with us. He'll be joining us in the round 2 of the Fighting Goats. So guys, stay tuned and see you on the other side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cedar Tires and TheWholeTruthFoods.com. Thank you for your support. We did a bunch of cock and bulls this week. We had guests like Ayushi Amin and Puneet Pania for that. Besides that, Vasanti Hariprakash was on, as well as Jay Alani, a paranormal investigator. Really, really great week on Cyrus Says. Do check it out. Tune into This Round Is On Me for an episode recorded from Gulmarg featuring one of India's professional alpine skiers, Arif Khan, who's looking forward to representing India at the Beijing Olympics. On The Habit Coach, Ashton has a chat with Kunal Rajput, a popular fitness trainer who recently completed 7 rounds of his Unlock workout series. The reunified, simplified gang of Tony, Naren, Chuck, and Shrikant discussed NFTs on the latest episode. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok looked back at all the England championships of the year so far and discussed the interesting highlights of the same. Also on Thale Harate Our Kannada podcast, Ganesh spoke to Archana Shyam of Antharanga Theatre in the latest episode. And on Kadai podcast, our Tamil show, Kavita Jiva shed light in another story about the bravery and excellence in the governance of the Pallava dynasty. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Welcome to round 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the Fighting Goat, where we have India's rising star, Sumeet Khade, join us for round 2.
Sumit is sitting there in the audience. He's has just joined us right now, looking so good. I have to also say, these boys that we've been introducing, like last time was Mohammad Fahad, now it's Sumeet Khade. Since when we started MMA, Somesh, when we started following MMA, there were not so many good-looking chaps joining the sport.
Well, see, when we speak of good-looking chaps not joining the sport, you have 2 examples right here with you. Me and Chips.
Man, I stopped after the first punch only.
So we have these rising stars. I think we can open something called MMAmatrimony.com. Chips, what's it?
I think we can call it पहली शादी for MMA fighters. दूसरी तीसरी बाद में देखा जाएगा पर
पहला knockout.
First Somesh, first पहला knockout. But let's introduce our guest for the evening today. Sumeet Khade, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
India's knockout star is here with us. What a pleasure to have you, Sumeet.
Seriously, man.
Thank you. It's really honored to be on your show, and I think so. It's like I know you guys from a long time, so
right. But Arjun, it is so scary because last week we saw this dangerous 263-pound heavyweight Francis Ngannou talk so softly, so nicely, but once the cage door shuts, Man, it's a
That is
whole
such-
new ball game. And and same goes with Sumit. It's like, yeah, this, that, blah, blah,
क्या
blah.
क्या analogy बना है, बना है.
And
बस,
then
बस.
boom,
This
there we
is-
go.
I mean, Sumit is we've known Sumit for a long time. I think I met
Yeah.
Sumit was in when the Super Fight League came back in 2016 in the league format, and
Yeah.
I met
Yeah.
Sumit. He was one of the fighters in the teams there, and you could immediately see, like, we've been looking at when we saw MMA start in 2012 to
Yeah.
2014 to
Yeah.
2015, and you could see the level change.
Right.
And Sumit
right.
came in, he was this tall, lanky fighter. And then he was in the same group with guys like Kantara Jagasa
Right.
and Dhruv Chaudhary and all these guys. So, Sumit,
Right.
my first question out to you was, since you started in 2016, what was the main goal about starting in this sport? What were you aiming for?
So I have first debut in 2012, but
Yeah.
because it's a new beginning in the Indian MMA, like it's just started, and I was a striker, karate guy, who done the black belt, a lot of competition in the karate, and
Right.
then I saw Anderson Silva,
Oh,
Yes.
the soft
Yes.
spot.
Listen.
The soft spot. So
Yeah.
now we have so now we have the two balls of Anderson Silva with me.
सुमित और एंडरसन सिल्वा फैन बस सुमेश हाँ आवाज नहीं आने का इसके बारे में हाँ? बहुत राड़ा हो जाएगा इधर
I'm sitting 220 kilometers away for a reason.
no, Sumit, continue though. But once
Yeah.
you made your debut and once you started seeing success because of
Yeah.
your karateka style, because of your, it's guys, if you've not seen Sumeet Khade, go YouTube and Google him. It's the way his in and out darting movements. He will remind you of a
Yeah.
young Lyoto Machida.
Lyoto Machida, yes.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
reminds you of Lyoto Machida, but he sits down on his shots a little more, I feel. What do you think,
Yeah.
Sumit? Correct
Yeah,
assessment or not?
yeah. It's absolutely correct. Yeah, because I follow them and I saw they are also their styles are a little bit matching, so I try to follow them. But my game changing, like you can say like a game changer came when I went to the Jackson Wing in 2015 and I came back. That was
Right.
the game changer of my career. And from there, my whole scenario is totally different.
Wow.
Right. In
No,
fact,
but-
in
sorry,
fact,
go ahead, Somesh.
it makes such a difference, when you surround yourself with fighters like Holly Holm, like Carlos Condit, like Jon Jones.
Yeah,
You know,
Jon
it's
Jones,
it's
man.
that entire environment that just changes. It's more of an upliftment of the younger guys. So I think it is such a important aspect that the younger fighters, take a leap out of this book and at least visit a camp like that for maybe 3
True.
months, 4 months. And again, it depends on how much you can absorb from there, because there have been fighters who have actually
Exactly.
gone there and not done much. So honestly, you need to be like a sponge ball. You just need to absorb as much as possible.
But Somesh, don't you think it's like how, when you study, when you're doing any studies, they
Yeah.
always tell you to do like 6 months of a semester somewhere else. कि ठीक है,
Right.
यहाँ, you go join that college for 6 months and you come back and you get little different kind of experience at the end
That's
of the
right.
day. So I think what Sumit did by going, and this is a question to you again, Sumit. You came back from Jackson Wink, but do you feel that it is an important step for a lot of Indian fighters, and not just
Yes.
Indian fighters, any fighters, to change camps whenever in their course of their fighting career? Do you think it's important to change camps sometimes, even if it's for like 6 months, 1 year?
Yes, absolutely. I think 6 months, you should 3 months minimum, like three months should be like 12 weeks. You have to go like outside to have. So my aim was over there to learn something new, because in India, starting from 2012 to 2015, we were not like, raised up that much in mixed martial arts. But I went over there. That was like a different world for me, like MMA world for me. I have never saw such kind of thing in my life, and I have learned a lot of things, and I've gained like new techniques, like new things, how they teach, like, and what's the psychology also. They work on the psychology. It's not only like you do the combinations or you do such things only and then you go. Like, they do hard work, but they prepare like strategy, or I have saw the Jon Jones. I will tell you once. I saw the Jon Jones. He was having a fight with, I think so, with DC.
Right.
It was a, yeah. It was DC or
Alexander Gustafsson, maybe during the time you
yeah,
were there.
yeah.
Gustafsson,
Gustafsson.
right.
And that time he was doing only the jab, only jab. Okay, he was doing at least like
Are you sure jab or eye poke?
no, only the jab.
झूठ मत
Only
बोल
the jab.
सुमित देख तू अंदर का बात जानता है.
Only the jab.
On this show we only talk truth.
You know, Jackson Wing का एक खासियत है, हम लोग को भी ऐसा सीखा है. It's called as a framework.
हाँ.
तो मेरा भी हाथ open ही रहता है.
I've
During the
seen.
fights and
तेरा भी eye
Yeah.
poke भी होता है. थोड़ी देर के बाद देखा है.
तो
Hands to
उधर
the
का
ceiling. Like this. ऐसा नहीं.
तो वो लोग ऐसा रखते हैं, just to make like a then they punch like.
Yeah.
Baba, we have seen you. We've been commentating and analyzing you for so many years now.
Just working on the perfection और perfection बढ़ता गया
हाँ.
और फिर result automatically सबने देख
And
लिया.
that is a funny thing, no, Somesh, you saw his results immediately. Because even though when you took on somebody like Kantaraj, who was a grappler,
Yeah.
I remember that fight, and you didn't win that fight because Kantaraj was better on the ground. It was
Exactly.
that's the story,
Exact.
but it's not like it was one-sided ever because he was
Yeah.
getting the better of the stand-up.
Right.
He was getting the better of the stand-up, and but now you see he's becoming today's modern day Chuck Liddell. Because
But see, that gets me to the second point. What you
Huh.
rightly said. In fact, a lot of Indian fighters go to camps outside India, but I somehow do not see that improvement. What I like about Sumit is that he gets those techniques back here and he strategizes and he works on it to put up a show. So it's not that yes, I was at Jackson Mink or yes, I was in Tiger Muay Thai. It doesn't end there. You don't
True.
become a good fighter by attending a camp. You become a good
Yeah.
fighter by
True.
attending a camp, getting the nuances and working on your game strategy. So I think that is where he excels. And honestly, I feel Matrix Fight Night is banking on Sumit's performances.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Sumit are raising the stock value. Again, raise the stock value of any organization. I mean, when Conor joined the UFC, the UFC became far bigger than what it is today.
Right.
So with Sumit coming into organizations like Matrix Fight Night, it only helps Matrix Fight Night because he's becoming
Undoubtedly.
slowly a human highlight reel. And
Yes.
now, Sumit, tell me, you're taking on Dhruv Chaudhary next now, right?
Yeah.
Arey, tell us
So-
about that fight. This is going to be interesting because I've
So
seen
that's a
both of you
trilogy
fight.
or what?
Yeah, trilogy. Because
okay.
yeah, it was going to happen in month of Feb. Then it postponed it to March. Now it's postponed it to May, month of May.
Acha.
So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Nice.
Did I see you a little bit of talking on Instagram? I think I read somewhere there was a little bit of talk between you two.
Yeah.
So is it
What
only
was that?
all
What was that?
dosti or
Tell me
there is
more.
animosity also? थोड़ा झगड़ा वगड़ा भी हो रहा है कि नहीं?
झगड़ा नहीं है, but कुछ चीजें मेरे को मैंने लास्ट फाइट किया था. So I have done.
Please ये शो पे सब बोल दीजिए, कोई टेंशन.
तो लास्ट
सब
फाइट
बोल
जब
दो,
भी
सब बोल
दिसंबर में किया था, so I felt like I was winning the fight, but it was 50-50. I can say I can't say from my side only, but I have taken the takedowns and everything proper. And you know what? The best part is for that fight, मैंने खुद एक wrestler proper जो Commonwealth का wrestler है, उससे मैंने fight का preparation किया. And
Okay.
my wrestling is now way better than I was used to be before.
Right.
Okay.
That's
So-
awesome.
So I have improved in every scenario, like grappling, jiu-jitsu, in wrestling also, in striking. That was my base only.
That's fantastic.
And then I was like, no, I will take him down. I will grab him and everything. But he used to just push on the cage, and he used to use his only the power, no hitting, nothing. So I was like you saw that fight Max Holloway versus who was like come in the center and
Yeah.
Calvin Qatar.
Calvin Qatar
Yeah.
ke sath.
So I was like, let's come in the center and let's
That
give
was not a fight,
like,
Sumit. That was a father beating his son. That was. I'm telling you, Calvin Qatar is suspended for at least 1 year. Not to mention, I don't know how long he will mentally be scarred by that fight.
Yeah. That was madness.
But Sumit, that being said, okay, you had made your changes in your preparation.
yeah,
Do you think that you want to be the kind of fighter that, okay, you look at fight careers like Anderson Silva, okay? Anderson
Exactly.
Silva had great, underrated takedown defense. Jose Aldo, underrated takedown defense.
yeah.
yeah,
Chuck Liddell, master of being taken down and getting back up in 1 second. because they wanted to focus on the striking.
Junior Dos Santos.
Junior Dos Santos. There are many such guys who only use their wrestling when they wanted to, aggressively. But so, do you feel that as you're becoming a better fighter, do you think that you're slowly going in the same direction? Ki you only want to focus, even though you are working on your wrestling and your jiu-jitsu, but you want to remain a striker?
Yeah, one of this, I want to remain a striker only. I learned wrestling because of the defense, because I don't want to make a mistakes, because my career is going like now upward direction. So
touch wood.
Right, touch wood.
So I don't want to take like a single, like a mistake. I don't want to make a single mistake. Now I'm 11-4. And so that's why I want to learn from everywhere where I'm in a weak part. So that's the thing is. But yes, trilogy is happening, and this time it won't be like a cage control or something. It will be like just going in. And
what are your predictions, Baba? You tell me that first now. What are your? I'm not asking for game plan. I want to know what is going to happen.
It will be a TKO. It will be a TKO.
Is this for the title or?
Yeah.
Is this for the title?
After this, they are making for the title. After this, they are planning to do for the title shot.
Oh, nice. So who's the current?
There is no title.
It's vacant.
It's vacant. Okay.
Yeah, it's vacant. And they gonna bring like an international fighter also on the board.
Okay. Right.
So where the Indian fighters will compete at a high level.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So won't you ever think of going up in weight to challenge Jason Solomon or someone? Would you ever think of doing that?
He should go down in weight. Yeah, he should go down in weight. He's actually a bantam.
No, Jason is lightweight, I think.
But what happened is
Sumit, I'm saying, not Jason.
What happened is if I gain the weight, because mera style hai footwork, or I feel really light when I'm, I fight in a 66 kg.
Okay.
So you have seen like my footwork and everything in and out, changing the angle. Now I'm doing changing the angle.
Yeah.
So you have saw like a TJ Dillashaw or Dominic Cruz.
Yes.
How they are doing the changing the angle, and they are hitting with the orthodox to southpaw, switching the stances.
Correct.
So now upcoming like my fights, you're gonna see everything like that way.
Oh wow!
Oh, very interesting.
I'm going
very interesting.
Like a new level. It's not like a winning or losing the fight. It's like I always feel like what you do, like if you give the performance, like I work on the performance now. I want to do like that way only.
Sumit, both Somesh and I are very good luck, because last time in front of Fahad only, when we interviewed Mohammad Farhad, we predicted that he'll get a second round TKO, and he got it. Like,
yes,
exactly on the 3rd minute mark. That's why they call us Mystic.
Yeah,
we've taken over. Conor McGregor is not Mystic anymore.
It's
us now.
Farhad is also the good one. Farhad, the right
Farhad
hand
is great. Yeah,
right hand is really powerful.
He's also one more great fighter who's doing good things.
It's really good.
And
right.
Somesh, we always talk about a new breed of fighters that are putting their heads down and working hard. And I think Sumit, with opening his gym. Sumit, what is the name of your gym again? Can you tell us?
Fitness Wing. Fitness Wing.
It is only for mostly you, right? It's only you training there along with your training partners.
Yes, exactly.
And
I have a small team. I don't work like too much like a bigger guys or something. Only 2-3 people, and I make a strategy. I just work with them only like 1,000 times, 10,000 times. Even if you saw the flying.
Yeah.
So I was practicing. We made like how many videos dekha, then a lot of practice. What is the weakness and everything. Then I was like, no, I will knock him out. I want to knock him out anyhow. So flying knee. And you know what the funny part is? I went over there in Dubai, and there were some new fighters, even the Jason, and I was doing only the flying knee over there. Even in the weight cut suit, only the flying knee, And they were like, this guy is crazy over. He's doing same thing, same repeating thing.
So all the girls, so you're also doing flying knee from outside. All the Dubai girls at the Palazzo Versace was like, oh, look, flying knee.
Well, but in fact, what happens in this case, I guess, once it's in your subconscious, once it's in your system, it's just about timing. So, someone like a Corey Sandhagen, Even he just does the same thing. So when it's in your subconscious, even if you're hurt, what happens? You just throw the flying knee, and if it connects, man,
And
it's lights out.
do you remember? Do you
That's-
remember back in the day, Aldo's reflexes for a defensive knee to a takedown? Do you
Insane.
remember the
Oh
jumping
my
knees
God.
that Aldo used to throw?
Yes.
People have
Insane.
forgotten the WEC reflexes that he had.
Right.
And I think a lot of fighters, like even the way Silva, of course, was too unpredictable. He had no tendencies. You could never
Right.
figure out where things are coming from ever. But
Right.
Machida also, you knew if he threw a body kick, you knew that left hand was coming after that.
Right.
It was reflex for these guys. And I
Right.
think Sumit now is, people know, but the minute if they go change levels, that knee is coming.
Exactly.
Well, but the surprising part here is that it's coming, but you can't stop it.
Exactly.
And
the
that's
funny
scary.
thing.
And that's scary. So
Correct.
for most fighters, and I personally believe there are some fighters on the Indian circuit who have improved leaps and bounds. And we are lucky enough to actually interview both of them, Sumeet Khade, obviously, and Mohammad Farad.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I have a very soft corner for Agasa, man. Kantaraj is a very hardworking fighter.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is,
Yeah.
I think he is one of the best judokas we have here that has
Absolutely.
translated to MMA. And Sumit, you faced him. So, you
Yeah,
are in
I
the best
know.
position to tell us what you were going through. So, as a person, there's a big size difference between you guys, but he's a very solid, strong fighter.
Yeah.
So, what
yeah.
was going through your mind while fighting him?
So first of all, I cut a lot of weight during that fight. You can't imagine. So I've cut from 75 kg and I came into the bantamweight, 61.800.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
That
almost
was
14
too
kgs.
much.
My
It
God.
was
That's
too much.
what are you, Rumble Johnson or what? Cuts from heavyweight to welterweight.
That's
that
like,
was a two-weight cut
that's
for
like
me.
that's like Chips fighting in middleweight.
Correct. For me to got to middleweight, God. Pechaning, I look like Sumit. But continue. Sorry, Sumit. You were telling
But
me.
he's a good fighter, Even he is really smart fighter, I can say.
Yeah.
He knew that my strong hands are there, kicks are there. So you were commentating, right?
Yeah, of course.
On that. So
I
you saw
remember.
like he was fighting out of my range only.
He
Out of-
was.
And
But
same
it-
thing.
Sorry, go
Same
ahead.
thing. Like he came inside and he took towards the cage. Same thing happened with the Angad Bisa. So he tried to grab me, but this time again, I'm telling you, there will be no mistake because I'm preparing for everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like learning phase. Even if I lose, not an issue, but I have learned something from there.
Right.
Sort of
Very good. That's a great attitude to have, I think.
That
It's
is
a
so
very good
positive.
attitude. Yeah, very positive. Very, very positive.
And he's a good fighter and he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So and he
Who, wait,
likes me also, my
wait.
style also, my fighting
Who?
style.
Kantaraj, Angad Bisht
Kantaraj,
or
Kantaraj,
Dhruv?
Kantaraj.
Acha, out of these three guys, who's your best friend? Like, is Dhruv your best friend?
I say, who will you call to your wedding? Yeah.
अरे नहीं बेचारे को शादी मत कराओ यार. What is he? He's like 24 years old, dude.
He's-
I'm sure
no.
all the women in Albuquerque, New Mexico remember him.
No, he's 28 now.
28.
Yeah. But
Still
not an
hit
issue.
the prime.
Yeah. Let's go on. Like
No, but
But
what
he's
is
a
your
good person.
strategy for Dhruv though?
Yeah, the
Because you are
question-
similar in size.
Yeah, the question was, who is your best friend
Correct, sorry. Yeah.
amongst these three?
Kantaraj Agasa. Kantaraj is good. Like we also discussed regarding the fight also.
Huh.
Right.
Like, so that's a positive thing. And I was in a Tiger Motai, so he was in a Phuket top team.
Yeah.
And I went over there. So we had a really good relation, each other.
Right.
So
very
I
good.
think so. Yeah. And he supports like Indian fighters a lot. Like just go.
Yeah, he really does.
So that's it's a good like a gesture and like sharing the knowledge also.
Achha, but chal. Okay, Sumit, enough of this serious stuff now. I'm going to ask you some serious, direct questions
Yeah.
now. Out of that entire MFN roster, who do you not like and who do you want to fight?
I don't like a Dhruv Chaudhary and I won't fight with it.
Oh no, come on. He's just being politically right. He's just hyping up his next fight. This is so unfair.
No,
And
but
surprisingly, after
I
his
don't
fight,
know. Like
in a couple of months, Connor is fighting Dustin Poirier. So in a trilogy.
in a trilogy.
yeah.
No, okay, so okay, he's already said, okay, that's the one person. That's one thing. But no, I'm saying apart from Dhruv, chalo, you're fighting Dhruv next. Who do you want to call out? If you had a chance to call out somebody.
I want to call out.
Weight category doesn't matter. Yeah, weight category doesn't matter. I mean,
doesn't
it could be It could be
I
someone
think
in
so.
the lightweight.
Sanjit Budwar is one of the and person I saw him closely. He has really good power in his hands. He's a
Sanjit Budwar?
knockout. Yeah, Sanjit Budwar.
Yes, of
So
course.
Okay.
So I think so. I have done the 2 knockouts. Even he done the 2 knockouts. I think so. That matchup will be really good.
Oh, that's a good promo. That's a good
Yeah.
promo.
That is a very good promo. See, Somesh's
nice.
marketing mind has already started working. Promoter hai na,
Absolutely,
yaar.
man.
Promoter hai.
I'm already thinking about that like in 1FC. Yeah?
Promoter hai, Papa. And by the way, Mighty Mouse is fighting tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow,
yes, he is.
Mighty Mouse
Yes, he
is
is.
fighting Adriano Moraes tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
another great fighter.
Yeah,
I still think Mighty Mouse is one of the greatest fighters in the world today.
absolutely.
Greatest
Absolutely.
fighters in the world.
Yes.
And I think fighters like Sumeet, he's just 28 years old, guys. Please, if you're listening to this podcast, which you better be listening to, you must go and check out Sumeet Khade. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, all his Twitter pages, follow him on all his blogs where he has jiu-jitsu poses for all the women fans, and it's very, very important. Girlfriend hai ki nahi? एक, दो, तीन, चार, पांच, सीता, गीता, संगीता, बबीता.
No, one second. When he spoke of his 11 and 4, those were some other numbers.
11 and 4.
I never had a broadcast like this. Never ever. Jitna bhi ho jaye aaj tak.
I told you, na. You're not
One
getting
sec,
away that easily.
Here we just have fun. We just get to know the fighter, So, see, after this entire girlfriend thing, I actually want to talk to Sumit about, I've heard a lot about MFN treating their fighters really well.
That's
And I'm so happy that there's an Indian organization, run by passionate people that are treating the fighters well, paying them on time. Sumit himself has won some bonuses. So Sumit, just run us through how MFN treats the fighters, how the promoters themselves, the entire Shroff family comes, they meet the fighters, they check on them after the event, etc., etc. Like, just run us through how it works.
So I fought in a SFL. Then after the SFL, I was like, again, the Indian promotion. Then I went into MFN. So just say the Sheriff, the Aisha Sheriff ma'am was, she is leading, and she is only the one person who takes care of every fighter individually. It's not like ki group mein bolna.
That's fantastic.
Taking care of personally during the lockdowns also, now scenario also, how's the workout going on, anything like helping also. It's like a family, like oriented, they treat us.
That's very good.
In fact, another fighter called Chaitanya Gawale told me the same thing. And it is so good to see this.
No, you know what? Even Anshul Jubilee said the same thing.
Oh, wonderful.
And I think it's the consensus of, I don't want to say anything about, we've been there since Somesh, you and I have been there since the start of Indian MMA.
Yeah.
And we've been there when the Super Fight League started and everything started. And there are so many organizations and so many regional organizations. But I think MFN is doing a great job to take care of their fighters.
Absolutely, yes.
I think so. This is only the Indian organization currently is really good, who giving all the facilities for the fighters. Even they have said, if you sign with the MFN, you can, train any MFN gym.
Wow,
Right.
that's great.
Yeah, whatever, to build your, raise your performance level in your.
And do they charge for that, or is it free of cost?
No. It's free of cost. It's free of cost.
Arjun, this is exactly what I'm saying. That honestly, the organization that I've heard doesn't bind the fighters in a way where their career goes for a toss. In fact, a lot of MFN officials have spoken to me and said, listen, if any of our fighters get a 1FC, UFC, Bellator call, we will willingly release them for them to grow. And man, that's
a great attitude.
That was so inspirational to hear. And hence, I tell all the Indian fighters, fight in the amateur circuit and try in MFN, because that is where you have to be.
And guys like Sumit tomorrow, if Sumit wins 2 more fights, he might get a call from 1FC and we can do a cross promotion. And if a company that is willing to do cross promotions is clearly cares about the sport growing. Yes, okay, it's a common thing. Eventually a fighter will grow, get better and leave. That's the most common thing, the oldest story.
Right.
The fighter will leave an organization, but that always opens the door for more and more fighters to come in.
Absolutely.
Saying that, this is a great organization. I want to make my career here.
Well, honestly, I feel this route that MFN are taking is not only inspirational, but it's going to be beneficial for them in the long run. Because tomorrow, people like us will talk to Sumit. Maybe some younger fighters will
Correct.
talk to Sumit. Sumit
Correct.
eventually, after a while, may even start coaching younger fighters.
Exactly. I'm
And
sure he already coaches younger fighters
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
and at that point of time, he would be like, "Listen, let's get into MFN." It is just a very positive environment as
Exactly.
of now, and I hope it just stays this way
True.
because honestly, this organization is just going upwards.
Yeah. And
And
how many, by the way, Sumit, how many cards have been planned for the year? Any idea? What
They
else
are
is coming
planned
up?
with the 4 cards. So it
Ah.
was going to be happen before, like in Dubai, Russia, Moscow, then London, and then it was in Punjab, Ludhiana.
Okay.
Ludhiana, so yeah,
not bad,
Ludhiana, Delhi.
Very good. So it's quite all around the world. But this
Yeah.
Chutia coronavirus has fucked us everybody. Fucked
And,
everybody now. No? So what to do?
Everyone, like even
Yeah.
the training, everything.
I mean, yeah, correct. I mean, the only calls I get in the morning is, sir, wine shop अभी खुला है, आपको चाहिए सामान, अगले 2 दिन में बंद हो जाएगा, मालूम नहीं, sir. These are the calls I get. पहले एक
Well-
जमाने में मैं जिम फोन करता था मुझे.
Urban, these are all the urban youth issues at the moment.
Currently,
Look, dude, I'm not urban and neither am I youth anymore. I don't think both of us are youth, not like Sumeet Khade youth, but
Arey,
Oh yeah, man. No, he's the fountain of youth.
I throw one flying knee, I need to be in hospital. Ulta hai, ulta.
yeah.
Okay, Sumit, we've talked about everything that is important: your career trajectory, your life, your lifestyle, your training, your dedication is very clear. That you are very focused on your craft and your sport. And here at the Fighting GOAT, both Somesh and I, we are big fans of you. We absolutely love you and want to see your career get better and better,
Thank you.
so that you can come back one day and not talk about your career anymore. I only want to hear about the women from Albuquerque, from California, from this gym, from that gym,
From Thailand.
from Thailand.
You know,
This is, I wonder what Kantaraj and he were doing in Thailand.
the problem in Thailand is that you don't know whether it's a guy or a girl. So
Well, unless you try to pass guard, if you know what I mean.
Oh my
Look at him,
god.
he's feeling shy, yaar. Kya yaar?
Sumit is an absolute stud, man. I love him.
He's a superstar in the making. And guys, Sumit, please give out your social media details right now. So whoever is not following you will start following you.
Yeah, so I will be soon like starting with the YouTube channel. I used to I'm having, but what happened because of the fights and everything, I can't able to make the more videos regarding the techniques
Right.
and everything. So I will try to shoot, through my cell phone or something like the strategy planning for the flying knee, how to make it and everything.
That's going to be so interesting.
UFC boy was it? Assassin Baby. You know that? The person,
Who?
Assassin Baby.
I think
Mexican guy.
Brandon Morano.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
assassin
yeah.
baby?
Baby assassin.
Yeah, the baby assassin.
Yeah,
Brandon Morano.
Even he does the
Moreno,
same
Moreno.
thing, like shoot out through the cell phone and he just post on
Yeah.
his strategy on the YouTube and everything.
But you know what?
So-
In fact, Sumit, that is such an inspirational line you said. Why? Because most fighters that I see today are focusing more on social media growth. And, you on the other hand are saying, I'm going to train for my fight. I'm going to become good at my craft. And
Correct.
post that, if I have time, I will shoot and I will kind of, lay things down for you. So honestly, I think you are absolutely on the right path. And man, please don't change this for anything in the world.
No,
Sumesh, I know who you're trying to pin this on about not being focused only on their fighting but their social media. Why do you hate Sugar Sean O'Malley so much? Why do you hate him so much? Bichare ne kya kiya? Is it face tattoos?
That also I
Is it his
asked
hair?
like the question like Zero Valley mein. Even I don't know.
He just doesn't have something likable about him. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
true,
what
yeah.
it is. I don't know. I honestly have no idea, but there's just something which is not likable. Is he trying to imitate Connor? Is he trying is he trying to build businesses when he's still not a superstar? And honestly, come on, would you pay $69 to watch Sean O'Malley?
You might pay $69 to see Sean O'Malley get knocked out though.
Well, I'm so happy. I'm so happy we're in India where UFC comes free.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sony. But
Yeah.
Sumit, tell me. Okay, Chal. Now, last question to you, which is serious. Who do you hate in all of MMA? Which is the most hated fighter? I know who I hate. I'm not allowed to say it anymore. because
No,
of
I mean,
certain
see, it can't be a
restrictions.
fighter. It can be a promoter, coach, whatever.
Correct,
Yeah,
promoter, coach,
Yeah.
whoever you want. Who do you hate?
Okay.
Celebrity also.
Masvidal knocks with the flying knee. What's his name?
Usman, Kumar Usman.
No,
Acha, Ben
no.
Askren.
Ben Askren. Ben
Yeah,
Askren.
I hate that guy a lot.
Arey, why?
I
He's
don't
so
know why.
funny.
But he's so funny, but I don't know why.
Oh God.
But theek hai, chalo. You don't like Ben Askren, but on the lighter note, here at the Fighting Goat, we all love Sumeet Khade. So please,
Yes.
guys, watch the show. You're gonna see this segment. It's been an awesome blast with Sumeet. Sumeet, thank you for
Thank you
being
so
such a superstar, for being such a sport, and still not telling us how many girlfriends you have. That means, please, whatever number he gives, multiply it into 10 minimum. And also different from, Somesh bahut shana hai. Dubai, Moscow, Punjab,
London.
all the girls are all one there.
Absolutely. Basically, basically Sumit is going on a shooting tour with Tiger Shroff.
Correct. Next time we need to party
I
with
hope-
Sumeet Khade.
Yeah, I hope everyone is coming. कोई भी fighter आए ये सब उसको भी पूछना. ये तो मेरे
अरे
को
हम लोग किसी को
See, one
छोड़ते
thing.
नहीं है.
Only
Oh,
if they're as good looking as you.
नहीं यार, किधर good looking है.
Only if they're as good looking and smart as you. Bas.
Yeah. Otherwise, no. Sorry.
Chalo. On that note,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Mr. Sumeet Khade. Guys, please follow him and check out all his fights. Check out his next promotion. His next fight is coming up in a couple of months. Check it out against Dhruv Chaudhary, the trilogy. And what are your predictions, Somesh? Are we predicting anything? We won't say it now. We'll tell you later.
Well,
We'll tell you later.
I have a vague prediction. I think it is round 2 TKO.
Same. I think it'll be. I'm predicting either late stoppage round 2 or early stoppage round 3.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
So Sumit by TKO only.
Right, same here. Yeah.
Bet on me.
Yeah. Awesome,
Okay.
guys. Awesome. It's been an absolute honor to have you, Sumit. Thank you so much for removing
Thank you
time.
so much.
And we look forward on seeing you soon. And best
Thank
of
you
luck for
so
your next fight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Take care of
Okay,
yourself.
see you. Take care. Bye.
Okay, guys, that was a great interview with the three of us. Me, Mystic Chips, Somesh the Superhuman, and Boom Khade. That's what we're going to start calling him. Somesh, it was such a great
Just because
interview.
just because you went to Thailand, don't call him Boom Khade.
Well, Sumit is such a great sport and we had such a great interview. So don't forget to watch it only on the IBM Podcast Network. But stay tuned as we go to round number 3 for the MMA Face Off. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Come learn and experience the ABCDs of being queer with me, Shunetro,
And me, Farhad.
on our show Gay BCD.
The two of us take you through our stories and experiences of being gay men in the city of Mumbai and have candid
And sometimes downright scandalous.
conversations about sexuality, gay culture, and everything in between.
Catch new episodes of Gay BCD every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get all your podcasts from.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 3 of the Fighting Goat. We've just had a great chat with Boom Khade, and we get
That's
on
his
to the
nickname
third.
now. No, I think we should just tell him. It's going to be Boom
Why not?
Khade. It's a good name, Ray. It's a nice name.
Well, honestly, Jackie Shroff was in Boom, so Boom, MFN, Tiger Shroff, it all kind of fits together. Yeah?
It works. I believe me, Tiger Shroff is going to love it if you tell him now. It's going to be Boom Khade taking on whoever.
Yeah. So yes, let's get down.
Yes,
The
quickly.
MMA face-off.
By the way, guys, if you don't know, Team Chips is still leading 2-0. Still leading. Still, and still.
No, it's a best of 5. So please.
Okay, quickly. So Team Chips versus Team Kamra.
Yeah.
We've got 2 fights
Let's
that
go
we're
down.
going to pick. In fact, 3 fights that we're
Yes.
going to pick. Okay, guys, we've got coming up on April 7th, we've got Mighty Mouse, that's Demetrius Johnson, taking on Adriano Moraes for the 1 FC flyweight
Yes.
belt that we're going to make our predictions on. So quickly, Somesh, what are your predictions? We did this last week, but we're going to do this again.
Well, I am a huge fan of the pancreation specialist Mighty Mouse Johnson. I'm going to go with Mighty Mouse Johnson to take this one and get the 1 FC belt strapped around his waist.
Okay, that's
Chips,
the one.
what about you?
No, I'm totally team Mighty Mouse, man. I've been watching his career forever. He is, in my eyes, he is still one of the greatest fighters in the world. He is one of the most underrated fighters, and he's one of the most well-rounded fighters. So I'm going with Demetrius Johnson and new ONE FC flyweight champion. All right, next up.
Yes.
Sadly, we have a change in the next card. Vettori is now taking on Kevin Holland. It's going to be a great matchup. What do you think?
Well, it's extremely sad because Darren Till was supposed to be the original opponent for the Italian Vettori. But it so happened he has broken his collarbone and he's out of the fight. Kevin Holland steps in on short notice.
Yeah, how short? But I think, 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think about 16, 17 days, something on those lines. But yeah, so I'm going with the Italian Vettori for this one.
Are you calling him the Italian Stallion?
I'm going to call him the Italian Stallion. Vettori is my pick for this one. I cannot pick as to how he's going to win. I just think he's going to win.
Do you know what? That's the funny thing. Kevin Holland has had one bad fight, but now he's taking on someone who's also a striker. And Vettori, even though we'll mix it up, he is, I still love Kevin Holland. He's still a great fighter.
Yeah.
But I would go with the Italian dream, Marvin Vettori. He's on the rise. And the war that we saw against Jack Hermanson has anything to prove, is going to be a war again. So I'm with Team Kamra. Hey, guys, Team Chips, Team Kamra, we can't keep picking the same guys. Otherwise, this is always going to be a stalemate. You know how many times Cyrus Brocha is going to hit us?
Well, see, my cardio is great, so I'm going to run really fast.
So I'm working on my cardio now. But you have one more fight, guys, and you forgot. And Somesh, we completely slipped this. Our favorite, Mike Perry, is fighting against Daniel Rodriguez.
Oh, that's crazy. But honestly, does Mike Perry have a camp? Or he's training with his girlfriend?
I think his dude, the amount of success he's had with his girlfriend in his corner, I don't even know what will happen if he has a full camp. So quickly, what do you think? Rodriguez or Perry? Daniel Rodriguez or Mike Perry?
So see, this is going to be a little up in the air for me. I'm very, very close. I think I'll go with Mike Perry on this one.
Yeah, this is getting very boring. Chalo, let's mix it up. I will give Team Kamra a chance to redeem themselves. So I will go with Daniel Rodriguez for this. If you don't know who he is, he's 13-2. He's a solid fighter and he can bring the fight to Perry.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great. I'm actually in two minds. I'm not 100% sure.
Cheating.
No, I'm not going to be changing. I'm just in two minds.
Okay, fair enough. So now that the picks have been made, guys, go on our Instagram pages. Check us out on @IVM Podcast on Instagram. My name is Arjun Chipalkatti. I'm Arjun_Chipalkatti on Instagram. I am on Twitter @MysticChipal. Somesh, go.
On Instagram, it's Somesh.Kamra. And on Twitter, it's Somesh_Kamra. As simple as that. Guys, go out there, tag us, make your picks on the picks that we have made and have a chance to win some exciting prizes.
Exciting merchandise. Maybe a t-shirt, maybe a cup, maybe gloves, maybe a signed autograph, maybe a chance to come.
Cyrus.
Maybe a chance to meet Cyrus Brocha. Maybe a chance to come roast us. Who knows? Yeah. The possibilities are endless. But that being said, Thank you for tuning in to another great episode of The Fighting GOAT with yours truly, Arjun, the Mystic, Chips, and Somesh, the Superhuman Kamra. Somesh, we had a blast, didn't we?
Absolutely.
So guys, don't forget to go check out ivmpodcast.com or @IVMPodcast on Instagram for all your podcasting needs. Stay safe, don't go everywhere, stay home, and only listen to The Fighting GOAT on ivmpodcast.com. Ciao.
Namaskar, dear friends. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi. Life, as you know, is a journey. And you and I, travelers, how can we celebrate this travel? I have a podcast for you. Begin the journey. I share stories and moments from my life. Do tune in every Monday and Thursday to listen to my podcast on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Cheers.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok,
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset, and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.